Good evening, folks. It's your bro, Rich here again. Tonight in this video is now part 5 on the GM LS-based small block motor. Something like that now. So that's now part 5, I think. And tonight in this video is now the turn of the next part, finally, which is now the engine table. So this one is going to take a lot longer than I thought it would, but I'll try to do as fast as I can. So for this one's a little bit different. It shows the table with every single motor excuse me, that Chevy produced for this. Now, for these type of cars. But again, I'll try to get them done as fast as possible, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, so before I start, make sure you guys all like the video, subscribe, comment. So like the video, subscribe, comment down below. Comment down below what you guys think. Hit the notification bell. So hit the notification bell and hit all so when I make brand new uploads. Okay, so without any further ado, let's begin. Wait. There we go. Those things are charging. Oh. Alright. So the next up, engine table. Here we go. So the eighth character in the VIN, or either that or excuse me, or the RPO code from the glove compartment box. Not box, sorry. Glove compartment sticker. There we go. Can be used to identify which type of LS motor a car has. If you're looking at donor cars, be aware that the eighth character is usually not the same between different platforms. So not the same between different platforms. For example, car versus truck versus SUV, Camaro versus Silverado. So Camaro versus Silverado or Escalade. It depends. Alright, so there's quite a lot for this, but I'll see how much I can try to do. Alright, so starting off with the first one is from 1997 to 2005. Year I was born, so 97 to 05 is the LS1 motor, which made between 295 and excuse me, 295 to 382 horsepower, and 323 to 370 323 to 323 to 376 323 to 323 323 to 323 to 376 pound-feet, 438 to 510 newton meters. Obviously, it was 5.7 liters. 99 by 92 milliliters. 3.898 to 3.622 inches. Compression ratio 10.25 to 1, and it was aluminum. Number 2 was the 9707 LR1 between 255 to 255 to 255 to 255 to 285 to 285 horsepower, and 285 to 295 pound-feet, 386 to 400 newton meters, 4.8 liters, 96 by 83 millimeters, 3.780, so 3.780 to 3.268 inches, 9.45 to 1, and cast iron slash aluminum headers. And from that same year, the LM7 with 270 to 295 horsepower, 315 to 315 to 315 to 335, 315 to 335 pound-feet, 315 to 335, 315 to 335, so 315 to 335 pound-feet, 427 to 427 to 454 newton meters, so 427 to 454 newton meters, 5.3 liters. So 5.3 liters. Bore was exactly the same as the LR4, but the stroke was 92 millimeters, 3.622 inches, 9.49 to 1 compression ratio. Same cast iron aluminum headers as previously with the LR4. And from 99 to 08 this time, the LQ4 between 300 to 335 horsepower, 355 to 375 pound-feet, 481 to 508 newton meters, 6 liters, 101.6 by 92 millimeters, 4 by 3.62 inches, 9.4 to 1 compression ratio, cast iron slash cast iron aluminum headers for cast iron and cast iron aluminum headers for 99 to 2000 motors have cast iron headers, so they had cast iron headers back then. Then we got the 0105 LS6 between 385 to 385 to 405 horsepower, 385 to 400 pound-feet, 522 to 542 newton meters, 5.7 liters, so 5.7 liters, 99 by 92 millimeters, 3.898 to 3.898, so 3.898 by 3.622 inches, 10.50 or 10.5 to 1 was aluminum. Then we got the 0207 L59. So 0207 L59 between 285 to 295 horsepower, 320 to 320, so 320 to 335 pound-feet, 434 to 454 newton meters, 5.3 liters, 96 by 92 millimeters, 3.78 by 3.78 by 3.622 inches, 9.5 to 1 cast iron slash aluminum heads with E85 capable, so it's capable of E85 fuel. Next is from the same year the LQ9 with 345 horsepower, 380 380 380 pound-feet, 380 pound-feet, 520 newton meters, 6 liters, 101.6 by 92 millimeters, 4 by 3.622 inches, 10 to 1 cast iron aluminum headers. Then we got the 0305 LM4, 290 horsepower, 325 290 horsepower, 325 pound-feet, 441 newton meters, 5.3 liters, 96 by 92 millimeters, 3.78 by 3.78 by 3.622. Say 3.78 by 3.622 inches. 9.5 9.5 to 1 with aluminum. And then we got, last but certainly not the very least, the 0507 L33 with, so 0507 L33 with 310 horsepower and 310 horsepower and 335 pound-feet, 454 newton meters, same displacement, same bore and stroke. Compression ratio at the time was 10 to 1, so 0.5 more than the previous 0305 LM4. So it's 10 to 1, and it was aluminum, only available on four-wheel drive, extended cab, standard bed trucks. Next is the Gen 4. Was the Gen 4 has so much for this. Oh my god. Alright, let's do it. So starting out for the first one for Gen 4 was the 0509 LS2, between 390 to 400 horsepower, 400 pound-feet, 400 pound-feet, 540 newton meters, 6 liters, 101.6 by 92 millimeters, 4 by 3.622 inches, 10.9 to 1, well, 10.90 to 1, and it was aluminum. From the same year, the LH6, 300 to 315 horsepower, 330 to 338 pound-feet, 447 to 458 newton meters, 5.3 liters, 96 millimeters, 3.78 inch for bore. Stroke was exactly the same as LS2. This time compression ratio was slightly lower, 9.95 to 1, and it was aluminum with both AFM and VVT. So active fuel management and variable valve timing. Pretty good. Alright, so next one we got is the 050 from the same year. The from that same year, the LS4. The LS4. 300 to 303 horsepower, 323 pound-feet, 323 pound-feet, 323 pound-feet, 438 newton meters. Same displacement, same bore and stroke. Compression ratio was 10 to 1 this time. Aluminum with active fuel management, but unfortunately it was front wheel drive. Unfortunately, but oh well. At least it's a V8 LS4. I mean, can't go wrong with that. Next is the 06 2010 06 2010 L76 with between 348 to 367 horsepower, 376 to 385 pound-feet, 510 to 522 newton meters, 6 liters, 101.6. Same bore and stroke as the LS2. This time it's 10.4 to 1 instead of 10.9 to 1. Aluminum with AFM and VVT. Only for truck applications. Then we got the from the same year, the L98 with 362 horsepower and 391 pound-feet, 530 newton meters. Same displacement, same bore and stroke, same compression ratio as aluminum, with an L76 with AFM, active fuel management hardware removed. Then we got the 06 2015 LS7, 503 to 536 horsepower, 443 to 472 pound-feet, 601 to 640 newton meters, 7 liters, 104.8 by 101.6 millimeters, 4.125 by 4 inches, 11:1, and it was aluminum um, uh, tie or TI connecting rods with a dry sump system. Then we got the 0708 L92 with 403 horsepower between 415 to 470, 415 to 417, 415 to 417 pound-feet, 563, so 563 to 565 newton meters, 6.2 liters, 6, I'll just whisper, 6.2 liters, 6.2 liters, 103.3 by 92, 103.3, so 103.3 by 92 millimeters, 4.065 by 3.622 inches, 10.5 to 1 aluminum with VVT, variable valve timing. Then we got the 0708, no wait, sorry, 0709 LY2. So the L709 LY2 between 260 to 295 horsepower, and 260 to 295 horsepower, 295, so 260 to 295 horsepower, 295 by 305 pound-feet, 400 to 414 newton meters, 4.8 liters, 96 by 83 millimeters, 3.78 to 3.78 to 3.78 to 3.268 inches, 9.08 to 1 compression ratio, cast iron / aluminum cylinder heads. And from the same year is the LY5. So LY5. So LY5. 315 to 320 horsepower. 335 to 340 pound-feet. 454 to 461 newton meters. 5.3 liters. 96. Same bore as the previous one, but the stroke was 92 millimeters. 3.622 inches. 9.95 to 1 compression ratio. Same material, cast iron / aluminum heads, but this time with active fuel management and variable valve timing. Then we got the 07-2013 LY6, 361 horsepower, 385 pound-feet, 520, so 385 pound-feet, 522 newton meters, 6 liters, 101.6 by 101.6 by 92 millimeters, 4 by 3.622 inches, so 101.6 by 92 millimeters, 4 by 3.622 inches. Compression ratio was 9.6 to 1. Same exact materials, but without the active fuel management, obviously. Cast iron aluminum heads with variable valve timing without the active fuel management system or AFM system. So it just has VVT, variable valve timing. Sorry, my eyes just sting a little bit. Next is the 07-2014. Wait, one. So 0709, LY5, 315, 320 horsepower, 335, 340 pound-feet, 454, 461 newton meters, 5.3 liters, 96 by 92 millimeters, 3.78 to 3.622 inches, 9.95 to 1, cast iron aluminum cylinder heads, AFM, active fuel management, variable valve timing. Okay, so now I got the 07-2013 LY6, 361 horsepower, 385 pound-feet, 522 newton, 522 newton meters, 6 liters, 101.6 by 92 millimeters, 4 by 3.622 inches, 9.6 to 1 with cast iron / aluminum cylinder heads with variable valve timing. Next is the 07-2014 LC9, 315 to 320 horsepower, 355, not 355, sorry, 335, there we go, 335 pound-feet, 454 newton meters, 5.3 liters this time, 96 by 92 millimeters, 3.78 by 3.62 inches. This is either 9.6 to 1 or 9.95 to 1 with aluminum. It's made with aluminum with active fuel management and variable valve timing. It is capable of running on E85, so it's E85 capable. Next, from the same year, the LMG, same power, same torque, but between 335 to 340 pound-feet, 454 to 461 newton meters, 5.3 liters. Bore and stroke is exactly the same as the compression ratio. It was 9.6 to 1. It was cast iron with aluminum cylinder heads, AFM. Wait. Alright, so the 07-2013 LY6. So the 07-2013 LY, so 07-2013 LY6, 361 horsepower, 385 pound-feet, 522 newton meters, 6 liters, 101.6 millimeters, so 101.6 millimeters, by 101.6 by 92 millimeters, 4 by 3.622 inches, 9.6 to 1 with cast iron aluminum cylinder heads for variable valve timing. Then we got the 07-2014 LC9 between 315 to 320 horsepower, 335 pound-feet, 454 newton meters, 5.3 liters, 3.96 by 92 millimeters, 3.78 by 3.62 inches, 9.6 to 1 or 9.95 to 1 with aluminum active fuel management with variable valve timing with E85 capable. Now we got from the same year the LMG, same power, same torque, same displacement, same bore and stroke, and the same compression ratio, 9.6 to 1. Same materials, cast iron with aluminum cylinder heads with active fuel management and VVT. So active fuel management and variable valve timing with E85 capable. Now we got the 0809 LH8, 300 horsepower, 320 pound-feet, 430 newton meters. Same exact displacement, bore and stroke. This time 9.9 to 1, close to 10 to 1 compression ratio with aluminum only. Then we got from the same year the LFA motor, not the Lexus LFA supercar, but the LFA V8 motor with 332 horsepower and 367 pound-feet, 498 newton meters of torque, close to the same torque level as a Mark V Supra 6-cylinder from 2020. 368 pound-feet, 500 newton meters, 6 liters. Stroke was exactly the same, but the bore was 101.6 millimeters, 4 inches. So stroke was exactly the same. It was 10.8 to 1 with aluminum and active fuel management, and with a hybrid system apparently. I don't know why, but oh well. Then we got the 08 2014 LMF between 315 to 320 horsepower, 335 to 340 pound-feet, 454 to 461 newton meters, 5.3 liters, 96 millimeters, 3.78 inch for the bore. Stroke was exactly the same, 9.6 to 1, with cast iron slash aluminum cylinder heads with variable valve timing. Then we got the 08 2017 LS3 between 425 to 425 to 436 horsepower, 424 to 428 pound-feet, 575 to 58 575 to 580 newton meters, 6.2 liters, bore and stroke, 103.3 by 92 millimeters, 4.065 to 3.62 inches, 10.7 to 1 with aluminum and sodium exhaust valves. Or SEV, so sodium exhaust valves. Next is this one's getting better, the 09 2017 LSA between 556 to 580 horsepower, 551 to 556 pound-feet, 747 to 754 newton meters, 6.2 liters, same bore and stroke. Compression ratio this time was 9 to 1, and it was aluminum with a 1.9 liter supercharger to it. Pretty cool. Next we got is the 09 2013 L9H, 403 horsepower, 417 pound-feet, 565 newton meters, same displacement, same bore and stroke. Compression ratio this time was 10.5 to 1, with aluminum, VVT, and E85 capable. And this one's keep getting better. Next we got is the 2019, not 2019, sorry. Next we got is the 09 to 2013 and 2017 LS9 with 640 horsepower and 604 pound-feet, close to 605 pound-feet, 820 newton meters of torque. Same displacement. Bore and stroke was exactly the same. This time 9.1 to 1 conversion ratio. This time it was aluminum, but this time with a 2.3 liter supercharger. So 2.3 liter super. So this time with a 2.3 liter supercharger with tie connecting rods, forged pistons, and a dry sim system. Next, a little bit downgraded. Well, in fact, completely downgraded. No, not even close to the LS9. Is the 2010-2012 LH9 with 300 horsepower, 320 pound-feet, 300 horsepower, 320 pound-feet, 320 pound-feet, 430 newton meters, 5.3 liters, 96 by 92 millimeters, 3.78 to 3.622 inches. So 3.78 to 3.62 inches. Either 9.7 to 1 or 9.9 to 1. It was aluminum with variable valve timing and E85 capable. Next is the 2010-2013. Next is the 2010-2013 LZ1. So 2010-2013 LZ1 with 332 horsepower, and 367 pound feet. 367 pound feet, 498. 367 367 pound feet, 367 pound feet, 498 newton meters, 6 liters. Stroke was exactly the same, but the bore was 101.6 millimeters dead on at 4 inches straight. And this time compression ratio was 10.8 to 1, with aluminum with active fuel management and variable valve timing but with a hybrid system to it. So variable valve timing with a hybrid system to it. Next is the 20 from the same year, the L94 with 403 horsepower and 417 pound feet, 565 newton meters, 6.2 liters this time. Stroke exactly the same, but the bore was 103.3 millimeters, 4.065 inches. Compression ratio this time was was 10.4 to 1, with the same exact aluminum AFM and VVT, but this time with E85 capable. So it's capable of running on E85 fuel. That's pretty good. Alright, next is the 2010-15 L99 with only 400 horsepower and this time only 410 pound feet, 560 newton meters. Same displacement, same bore and stroke, compression ratio, and the same aluminum AFM, VBT E85. Next is the 2010-17 L20 with 260 to 302 horsepower. 260 to 302 horsepower. 295 by 295 to 305 pound feet. 295 to 305 pound feet. 400 to 414 newton meters. 4.8 liters. 96 by 83 millimeters. 3.78 to 3.78 by 3.78 by 3.268, well, close to 3.27 inches for bore and stroke. Compression ratio this time was 8.8 to 1, and it was cast iron with aluminum cylinder heads with variable valve timing and E85, obviously. Next, we got the 2010-2017 L77. 350 to 362 horsepower, 381 to 391 pound feet, 517 to 530 newton meters, 6 liters, 101.6 by 92 millimeters, 4 by 3.62 inches. 10.4 to 1. It was aluminum with active fuel management and E85 capable. Next is the 2010-2020 L96 with 361 horsepower, 385 pound feet, 522 newton meters. Same displacement, same bore and stroke. Compression ratio was this time 9.7 to 1 with cast iron aluminum cylinder heads with variable valve timing and E85 capable. So E85 capable. And from the same year, the LC8 with 342 horsepower and 373 pound feet, 506 newton meters. Same displacement, bore and stroke, and compression ratio. Same materials. Cast iron aluminum heads with VVT, but this time with CNG and LPG capable. Now I'm not 100% sure what those mean, but apparently it has that for the LC8. Then we got the Gen 5. This is gonna take a lot longer than I thought. So first one we got is the 2014-2024 LT1 between 455. So this is the Gen 5. So it's between 455 to 460 horsepower, 455 to 465 pound-feet, 617 to 630 newton meters, 6.2 liters, 103.3 by 103.3 by 92 millimeters, 4.065 by 3.62 inches, 11.5 to 1 with aluminum, variable valve timing, um, active fuel management, direct injection, dry substance for the Corvette. So variable valve timing, active fuel management, and with direct injection with a dry sump. So that's for the with a dry sump. So that's for the Corvette. Now we got the 2014-2020 L83, 355 to 376 horsepower, 383 to 416 pound-feet, 519 to 564, well 520 to 560, well 520 to 5, well 520 to 560, well 520 to 564, so 520 to 520 to 564 newton meters. 5.3 liters this time. Stroke was exactly the same. For the bore was 96 millimeters, 3.78 inches. It was 11 to 1 with aluminum. Pretty much the same components. So aluminum VVT, AFM, DI, blah, 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 blah. But this time, without the dry sump like the Corvette, without the dry sump system like the Corvette had, it's now running on E85 capable. Next is the 2014-2018 L86 with 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet, 620 newton meters, 6.2 liters. Stroke was exactly the same. So for the bore was 103.3 millimeters, 4.065 inches. Compression ratio this time was from 11 to 11.5 to 1. And same materials, but without compatibility with E85. So it didn't have E85. So the next one is the 2015 onwards LT4 between 640 to 682 horsepower, 630 to 659, well 660 pound-feet, 854 to 893 newton meter, 854, so 854 to 854 to 893 newton meters. Same displacement, bore and stroke was exactly the same. Compression ratio was 10 to 1. It was aluminum with a 1.7 liter supercharger, variable valve timing, active fuel management, and direct injection with a dry sump. Same as with the Corvette. So Corvette pretty much. Next is a 2016-2018 L8B with 355 horsepower and 383 pound-feet, 519, well 520 newton meters, 5.3 liters, 96 millimeters, 3.78 inch for bore, 11 to 1. It was aluminum with VVT, AFM, and DI with A85 capable. Then we got the 2019 LT5 with 755 horsepower, 715 pound-feet, 970 newton meters, 6.2 liters, 103.3 millimeters, 4.065 inches for bore. Stroke was exactly the same. Compression ratio this time was 10 to 1. So 10 to 1. It was aluminum with a 2.6 liter supercharger, So 2.6 liters, 2.6 liters, so 2.6 liters supercharger with variable valve time, with variable valve time, with variable valve timing, hybrid port with direct injection and a dry sump. Then we got the 2019, 2022, not 2022, sorry, 2019, 2021, L80, so 2019 to 2019 to 2021, so 2019 to 2021, L82 with 355 horsepower and 383 pound-feet, 520 newton meters of torque, 5.3 liters, 96 by 92 millimeters, so 96 by 92 millimeters, 3.78, 3.78, so 3.78 to 3.622 inches. It was 11:1 with aluminum, with variable valve timing, active fuel management, direct injection, and the E85 capable. Next is the 2019 and onwards L84 with 355 horsepower. So 355 horsepower, 383 pound-feet, same exact power, torque, displacement, bore and stroke, same compression ratio, same aluminum, VVT, AFM, DI85, blah 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 blah, capable. Then we got the 2020 onwards, LT2 with 490 to 495 horsepower. You know what this motor is? That's from the latest C8 Corvette, the first ever supercar. Pretty cool. So next we got the 2020 onwards LT2 from the latest iteration of Corvettes, the C8. The C8, this the C8 Corvette. 490 to 495 horsepower, depending on the exhaust that you would go with, either standard or high performance exhaust. It's the same as what they did with the 2014 C7 Corvette, but the C8 makes more power than the standard 2014 C7 Corvette. So 2020 onwards, LT2, 490 to 495 horsepower, 460 to 470 pound. So 490 to 495 horsepower, 465 to 470 pound-feet, 465 to 470 pound-feet, 630 to 637, well, 630 to 637, 640 newton meters, 640 newton meters, 6.2 liters. Bore was 103.3 millimeters, 4.065 inches. Compression ratio was 11.5 to 1, with aluminum, VVT, so variable valve timing, active fuel management, direct injection, and a dry sump. Next is the 2019 and onwards L87 with 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet, 460 pound-feet, 620 newton meters. Same displacement, same bore and stroke and compression ratio, same aspiration levels, whatever they have, but without the dry sump. So aluminum VVT, blah blah blah, but without the dry sump system to it. So, but without the dry sump. Next is the 2020 and onwards L8T with 401 horsepower, 464 pound-feet, 630 newton meters. So 464 pound-feet, 630 newton meters. So 630 newton meters, 6.6 liters, 103 point. So same exact bore and stroke. It was 10.8 to 1 with cast iron and aluminum cylinder heads with VVT, so variable valve timing and direct injection. Then we got the 2015 and onwards L8P, 423 horsepower, 543 pound-feet, 736 newton meters. Same displacement, same bore and stroke, compression ratio, and same exact cast iron, aluminum heads, blah blah blah, but without the variable valve timing system to it. Then we got the 2014-2021 LV3 V6. So it's between 285 to 297. So 285 to 285 to 297. So 285 to 297 horn. So 285. So 285 to 297. Well, 300 horsepower nearly. 305 to 330 pound-feet. 414 to 440. 414 to 447 newton meters. So 414 to 447 newton meters. 4.3 liters. This time it was 99.6 by 92 millimeters, 3.921 by 3.622 inches, 11 to 1 with aluminum VVT AFM, so variable valve timing, active fuel management, and direct injection with capable of E85. Then we got the 2018 and onwards LV1 V6 with 265 horsepower, 290 with 265 horsepower, 295. So 265 horsepower, 265 horsepower, 295. So 265 horsepower, 295 newton meters, not newton meters, sorry, 295 pound-feet, 400 newton meters. Same displacement, bore, stroke, and compression ratio, and aluminum VVT, blah 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 blah. But without active fuel management, unfortunately. And then we got the aftermarket and OEM motors. So we got only 4 versions. So the first one we got is the LSX 376 with 473 horsepower, 444 pound-feet, 444 pound-feet, 602 newton meters, 602 newton meters, 6.2 liters, 6.2 liters, 103.3 by 92 millimeters, 4.065 by 3.622 inches. The compression ratio is 9 to 1. Material was cast iron with aluminum heads, aluminum cylinder heads. Next the next one we got. So next is the LSX 454 with 505 horsepower, 515 pound-feet, 515 pound-feet, 698, well, 700 newton meters dead on, 7.4 liters, 106.3 by 104.8 millimeters, so 106.3 by 106.3 by 104.8 millimeters, 4.185 by 4.125 inches, 10 to 1, same materials. All 4 have cast iron. We have cast iron aluminum cylinder heads. So it's 10 to 1 with cast iron. So it's 10 to 1. Then we got the LSX 454 with 627 horsepower. Well, 630 technically. 630 horsepower, 586 pound-feet, 795 newton meters. Same displacement, bore and stroke. Compression ratio was 11 to 1, and same exact materials. And the last but certainly not the very least we got is the LSX 454R. So the R version of that with 776, well, 780 horsepower, 680 pound-feet, 922 newton meters. Same displacement, same bore and stroke, but this time same bore and stroke, same bore and stroke, but this time compression ratio was 13 point 1 is 13.1 to 1. So 13.1 to 1. Say 13.1 to 1. Alright, next up is known issues. So there's not much on there, but let's do it. So let's try to finish all this. So in the early production, we're gonna see how much percent I got. 11%, but let's see if I can try to do this as fast as I can. And then I gotta head to sleep. Gonna wake up early for college. Well, for the church. I'm going back to college right around, I think, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. I don't know when, but I'll find out. Alright, next up we got is the known issues. So, let's put my hoodie up because it's getting a bit cold. So next is the known issues. So, in the early production run, in the early production run of the LS series motor, some motors encountered something called piston slap during the first few minutes after a cold start. So cold motor start. This sounds caused by the pistons rocking slightly in the cylinder until they reach operating temperature slash size. So temperature slash size. piston slap sometimes sounds more like either a knock or the sound of a diesel engine running. It's typically only present when the motor's cold, and disappears as the motor reaches operating temperature. another common let's take this off. Another common problem with the 0106 5.3 liter motors was cracking cylinder heads. So with the cylinder heads cracking a lot, this is commonly called the Castech head failure. GM issued a TSB, technical service bulletin on this failure to help service technicians identify the problem. The head casting number, which could be viewed from the passenger side of the vehicle, which could be viewed on the passenger side of the car just in front of the valve cover, was 706. Some cylinder heads, so some heads with this casting number, 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 which could be some heads with this casting number would fail, but not all of them, as GM had different suppliers for the same head. The failure is due to undetected porosity around the oil drains in the cylinder head. Surround the oil drains in the head. Yet another common problem. So yet another common problem with the 05 2016 Gen 4 V8 Gen 4 LS V8s was a failure of the specialized lifters in motors equipped with the AF in motors equipped with the AFM system, active fuel management system. While in AFM operation, the lifters would sometimes fail to come out of AFM mode and cause the motor to go into limp home mode. So it starts to like go slow, cause the car to go like slow and whatnot. Damage could occur to the pistons, camshaft, or the lifters. So either them or the lifters themselves. The resulting solutions, a pack of components that would replace that would replace the that would replace that would replace the lifters, lifter guides, camshaft, uh, VLOM, valve lifter, oil manifold, plate. Cylinder heads were required. So and VLOM, valve lifter, oil manifold, plate. Cylinder heads were required. Cylinder heads were required to be removed from the motor. Cylinder heads were required to be removed. Cylinder heads are required to be removed. Cylinder heads are required to be removed from cylinder heads are required to be removed from the motor in order to replace. So cylinder heads are required to be removed from the motor in order to replace all the components. The motor the motor computer the motor rec- the motor computer also required reprogramming. So the motor computer also reprogrammed so the motor computer also required programming to permanently disable AFM. Next is next is build your own program. In 2011, in 2011, uh, Chevy Performance began to offer the build your own motor program for either LS7 or LS9 crate motors. Part number for those wondering, like, if you have like a if you have any Chevy Camaro or Corvette with either one of those two motors, the LS7 or LS9 motors or V8s, and you don't know the part number, well, I'll tell you right now for each of these two. part number for the LS7 is 19259944, and part number for the LS9 is part number for the LS9 is 8-digit number, so 19259945. Crate motors. It also provides customers the experience. It also provides customize it also provides it also provides customers it also provides customers the experience of visiting GM's unique PBC Performance Build Center in Wixom in in the city in Wixom, Oakland County, Michigan, roughly 30 miles from downtown Detroit. So in Wixom, Michigan, where they'll join a specially trained motor builder to assist in the start to finish assembly of the motor they purchased, from installing the crankshaft in the cylinder block from installing the crankshaft in the cylinder block. So from installing the crankshaft in the cylinder block to topping off the motor with its intake system. In this case of the LS9, it also means installing the supercharger assembly upon completion. A personalized nameplates added to the motor. The build your own motor program associated with the So the build your own motor program associated with the V8s available for buyers of uh, Corvette, Cadillac XLR, and certain top spec Camaro models was temporarily halted after the closure of of the GM Performance Build Center in Wixom, Michigan. So in Wixom, Oakland County, Michigan. The so say in Wixom, Oakland County, Michigan. So in the city of Wixom, in the city of Wixom, Oakland County, Wixom, Oakland County, Michigan, located roughly 30 miles from downtown Detroit. So it was temporarily halted after the closure of the GM Performance Build Center in Wixom, Michigan. So Wixom, Oakland County, Michigan. The program's venues reported to be relocated to the Corvette assembly plant in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Okay, so last but certainly not the very least is aftermarket. So let's finish this. So starting off with the first one is the LS7R. The LS7R motors, a variation of the LS7 used in the highly so the LS7 the LS7R motors you so the LS7R motors, a variation of the LS7R motors, a variation of the LS7 used in the highly successful in the highly successful in the highly successful CAR American Le Mans Series race car. It was crowned as Global Motorsport Motor of the Year or Engine of the Year by a jury of 50 by a jury of 50 race by a jury of 50 race engine by a jury of 50 race engine engineers. So by a jury of 50 race engine so by a jury of 50 race motor engineers on the PMWE or Pro Motorsport World Expo Pro Motorsport World Expo 2006 in Cologne, Germany. Next is the LSX at the '06 SEMA show. GM GM Performance Parts introduced the LSX motor, an all-new cast iron racing block, an all-nine cast iron racing block, an all-new cast iron racing block based an all-new cast iron racing block based on the LS7. It's designed with help from drag racing legend and American former NHRA drag racing driver Warren Johnson, who's also the driver with the second most wins in Pro Stock with 97 career wins and 6 world championships, and earned himself the nickname the Professor of Pro Stock. So his full name was Warren Johnson, born July 7th, 1943, age 82, from the city of Virginia, St. Louis County, Missouri. So St. Louis County, Missouri. So the city was basically named after the state. Anyway, so yeah, where is that? So it was designed with help from drag racing legend Warren Johnson. It offers displacements ranging from 6 to 8.4 liters, with a bore stroke of 4.25 to 4.5 inches, 108 by 114.3 millimeters, and is capable of withstanding a massively monstrous 2,000 2,500 horsepower, 1,000 more than the Bugatti Chiron, for crying out loud. This block incorporates two extra rows. This block incorporates two extra rows of head bolt holes per bank for increased clamping capacity. The 6 bolt steel main caps are the same ones used on the LS7. The motor debuted at the auto show in a customized '69 Camaro owned by owned by American former pro baseball right fielder Reggie so Reginald Martinez Jackson. So Reginald Martinez Jackson, who that's his full name, but other people call him by his name Reggie Jackson. So Reggie Jackson, age 79, born May 18th, 1946, from the township of Abington Township, um, which is a township in Mont in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. So Amish County, Pennsylvania. So his full name was Reginald Martinez Jackson. His name was Reggie Jackson, born May 18th, 1946, age 39, who's an American former pro baseball right fielder who played 21 seasons in MLB, Major League Baseball, for the Kansas City / Oakland Oakland Athletics, Baltimore Orioles. I can't pronounce it correctly, but it's spelled ORIOLES, New York Yankees, and California Angels. He was inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame in 1993 in his first year of eligibility. So, moving on back to the motors. So the motor debuted at the auto show in a customized '69 Camaro, owned by Reggie Jackson. So we're on the last part anyway, aftermarket. So in a customized 69 Camaro owned by Reggie Jackson. The LSX was available starting the second quarter of 2007, set to be available in authorized dealerships and retailers on March 31st, 2007. The 2012 Hennessy Venom GT, my first Dream Hennessy car, also uses the LSX motor based on the 7-liter LS7 Chevy Corvette motor. Chevy Performance LSX bow tie block includes these main parts. LSX specific 6 bolt per cylinder head bolt pattern, billet steel 6 bolt dowel located main bearing caps, dowel located main bearing caps, extra thick deck for maximum clamping force. Extra thick deck for maximum clamping force. So for maximum clamping force. What else? Extra thick cylinder walls allowed. So extra thick cylinder walls allow increased bore capacity, mainly 4.2 inch bore. Still allows 0.2 inch minimum wall thickness. True priority main oiling system. So, true priority main oiling system. Main web bay to bay breathing holes. Reduced crank windage. So 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 reduces the amount of times the crank has to wind round and round. Orange 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 powder coat finish. So orange powder coat finish. Machined bore at 3.88, so 3.88, close to 3.9 inches, is ready for final boring and honing. Can't pronounce it correctly, but it's spelled Honing. Not sure what it not sure what it means, but whatever. The 6.5 liter version, engineered by Al Al engineered by Elmore. I can't pronounce it, but it's so Elmore, Ilmor, which was a British independent high performance motor racing engineering company. Founded by both Mario uh, Alien and I think spelled Illien and Paul Morgan in November 1983 with many in November 1983 with manufacturing based in Brixworth, Northamptonshire, and maintenance offices in Plymouth, Michigan. The company supplies both motors and consultancy. The company supplies both motors and consultancy to both the IndyCar series and MotoGP. So for like cars and like motorcycles, pretty much. So yeah, a 6.5 liter, 396, a 6.5 liter, 396, a 6.5 liter, 6.5 liter, 396 version, engineered by Elmore's used in both NASCAR for the CTS, um, Craftsman Truck Series, and in the ARCA Racing Series as an option motor. As an option motor. So ARCA stands for Automobile Racing Club of ARCA stands for Automobile Racing Club of America, which I might talk about one day. I'm not too sure, but I don't know. I don't know. Not so sure, but I'll see what I can do here. Automobile Racing Club of America. Might talk about that one day. I don't know, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe the ARCA Menards series. I'm not too sure, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so a 6.5 liter, 390, a 6.5 liter, 396 version, engineered by Elmore. Elmore's used in both NASCAR for the Craftsman Truck Series, so CTS, and the ARCA RS. So ARCA. So ARCA. Say ARCA. Auto Racing Club of America. Auto Racing Club of America. So Auto Racing Club of America Racing Series as an option motor. Most teams in both series, known as NT1 in the truck series, known as NT1 in NT1 in the truck series, and the ARCA 396 in ARCA itself have switched to the motor because of cost savings, as motors must last at least 1,500 miles, and rebuilds are about one third, so 33% of the cost of a new motor. Well, 33.3% roughly. Next is the LSX 376 Chevy Performance LSX 376 crate motors are updated versions of the LSX crate motor family, designed to support up to a thousand designed to support up to 1,000 horsepower. All models use the Chevy Performance um, LSX bowtie motor block. LSX um, 376 B15. Part number for that is 19. So 19. Part number is this 8-digit number 1929 9306. Not the letter, but the number. So I'll understand again. So part number was 192993. So this 8-digit number for part number was 1929 9306. Includes forged steel crankshaft, forged powdered metal I-beam rods, both the crankshaft and rods from the LSA motor, forged aluminum pistons with a 9-to-1 compression ratio, and high flow rectangular port 6-bolt LSX LS3 heads for both supercharged and turbocharged combinations, producing up to 15 psi 1 bar, so 15 psi boost, and up to about 1,000 horsepower. Just a 15 psi, up to 15 psi boost, and up to about 1,000 horsepower. LSX 376. First one was LSX 376 B15. So this one is LSX 376 B8. Part number 19171049 is a more economical, so more eco version that's capable of approximately 8 psi a boost. So 7 psi less than what previously was up to 1,000 horsepower with 15 psi boost. So this version is capable of approximately 8 psi boost for a motor producing for a motor producing approximately dead on at 600 horsepower. It's designed for both production style supercharger and turbochargers, for supercharger and turbo systems. Supercharger and turbo systems used without either enhancements or any mods. It's like without any modifications. Next is both the LSX 454 and LSX 454R. Chevy Performance created the 7.5 liter 454 big block Chevy Race motor, the V8 Chevy Race V8 motor. so Chevy V8 race motor in 1970. In 1970, and continued production of the crate motor through 2001. The addition of EFI, electronic fuel injection, and picking up the the Vortec 7400 name took place took place in 1990 took place in 1996, which was replaced with a Vortec 80 with a Vortec 8100 platform once the 7400s retired, pretty much. Chevy Performance released the 454 again in 2011 as a small block crate motor, dubbed the LSX 454R, officially rated at 7,000 RPM for power, 5100 for torque, 776, well, close to 780 horsepower, and 650 pound-feet of torque. So 650 pound-feet of torque. Pretty good. So 7,000 RPM for power, 5100 for torque, 780 horse, 780 horsepower, and 650 pound-feet of torque. So 780 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. The LSX, so the LSX 454, the LSX 454Rs discontinued unfortunately discontinued in July. It's like somewhere like a little bit over mid 2018, and was recorded as one of the most powerful LS crate motors to be assembled from Chevy Performance. Okay, last one is NRE, Noonan Race Engineering. So Noonan Race Engineering, A.K.A. NRE, developed two billet aluminum billet aluminum motor blocks. So billet aluminum motor blocks based on the LS motor. Bore sizes are up to 106.3 millimeters, 4.185 inches, and stroke up to 114.3 millimeters, 4.5 inches, so 4.5 inches technically are available, making a 8.1 liter 495 displacement, 8.1 liter 495, so 8.1 liter 495 displacement possible. The billet construction provides added block integrity suited to high horsepower applications. The block design the block design incorporates turbo pressure feed lines, so TPFL, turbo pressure turbo pressure feed lines or turbocharger pressure feed lines in the front of the valley, and oil dump ports in the side of the motor block to return oil to the oil sump. I think so, to the sump. In in addition to the small, in addition in addition to the in addition to the solid in addition to the solid block, a water jacketed or water jet or water cooled version was designed designed to either provide better cooling either provide better cooling options for either street or enduring purposes. Alright, last part and I'll officially end it there. So Noonan also delivered intake manifold. Noonan also delivered not delivered, sorry. Noonan also developed intake manifolds. Noonan also developed intake Noonan also developed so Noonan also developed intake manifolds for the intake manifolds intake manifolds so intake manifolds for the LS, especially for either turbo specifically for either single turbo, twin turbo, or super for either single turbo, twin turbo, or super so single turbo, twin turbo, or supercharging. So single turbo, twin turbo, or supercharging. So single turbo, twin turbo, or supercharging. So or supercharging. So or supercharging. All right. Woo! Finally, all done. So now that officially marks the end of the GM or General Motors LS-based small block motor. Whew! Finally. So for my next and final engine video is gonna be another great motor, and it's for the third type of muscle car to fully complete the set. Because I picked the main three motors. So after I do that, I'll be doing some more videos for cars. But this episode is gonna be a little bit different, and then I'll do after all those the next part, which you'll see very soon. Because after I do these motors, I'll be doing the cars from Need for Speed 2014, and then I'll be doing the cars from Furious 7 2015 with a little bit of an explanation of why I haven't been doing this. But you'll guys see those videos very soon. First, I gotta get these out of the way, and then afterwards, I'll I'll get those cars done. All right, so that'll be it. If you guys like this video, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think. Hit the notification bell, and hit all so that of when I make brand new uploads. All right, so that'll be it. I gotta get going. I'll see you guys in the next video. But until then, stay safe. Have a great morning, and also have a great day. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And I'll see you guys in the next video. So I'll see you guys in the next video. So in the next video. So it's now 12:33 in the morning, so I gotta go. So take care, folks. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys soon. Good night, folks.